Welcome to the Popcorn Perspective. It's AK once again back with another Bad Batch Season 3, Episode 10 and 11 review and breakdown. This was definitely the best two episodes we've gotten this season. Um, Episode 10, Identity Crisis, and Episode 11, Point of No Return, is a mini movie per se. It has a great climax, great conclusion, and a great story progressing all the way through. Though they're very disconnected, also slightly. Um, Episode 10, personally, I think Episode 10 was my favorite. Episode 11 was great. I just loved what they were building up with Episode 10 and whatever future show or future projects that Disney Star Wars decides to do. Episode 10 laid a lot of groundwork for whatever they wish to do onwards. Episode 10 basically follows around Dr. Carr, as we remember from the first couple episodes of the season and the last couple episodes of season 2. We do know Dr. Carr is Omega's sister, the Batch's older sister. She's a clone. We really don't know to what degree. Is she enhanced? Why is she like the second female known clone? And why is she willingly working with Hemlock and the group and the Empire? So definitely like to see Dr. Carr get more screen time or get more character development. She is immediately promoted to chief scientist now that Nala Se is back in prison. Hemlock is was working on, I think it's the Clone X program in the beginning of the episode. But as he promotes Dr. Carr as the chief scientist, he decides to reveal to her what Project Necromancer is. So finally, we get that reveal of what's behind the doors that Palpatine walked through in episode 1 or 2 of the season. We get to see exactly what Hemlock is working on, and basically what it is a highly secured prison cell for three young kids. These three kids have high M count abilities, aka they would have been potential Jedi prospects. They are force sensitive, or at least that's what they're alluding to with the whole M count metachlorians. Though we do know from Ashoka and obviously Sabine and obviously George Lucas himself, everybody has the force or everybody has metachlorians within them. It's due to training and discipline and obviously the higher count levels are, the easier being a Jedi would be. Um, so there's three kids there. So we definitely see Dr. Carr have to live with the fact that they have three kidnapped force ability or force using kids underground that they're waiting test on. They're drawing blood samples. They don't have a name. They're very operating like clones are. There's no name given to these guys. They're kind of just there for the rest of their lives until the Empire has no need for them. It's kind of sad. No, it's very sad. But we see Dr. Carr growing a heart. She's getting disenfranchised with the abuse. She meets up with Nala Se, who's imprisoned, and Nala Se kind of indirectly says, "Well, those kids are not your problem. Y'all imprisoned me. There's nothing I can do to help them, or just take care of them or look after them," which is she alludes that she was doing while she was working with Hemlock. So now that Nala Se, the Camanonian, is imprisoned, waiting for them to find Omega. And Dr. Kara, she kind of gives her that responsibility, like, "Hey, this is on you now. Like, you either live with it or you change it." Which we do see that she is debating internally if she wants to continue working with Hemlock or letting the kids or helping the kids either escape or just helping them live. Um, we also do show everyone's. We also do. It's a brief joke, a brief cameo. I would say he's only in it for like 2 or 3 minutes, but everybody's favorite bounty hunter, Cad Bane. This might be the only thing I'm very disappointed with regarding Cad Bane. Um, I love the character, everything he's done from Clone Wars. I liked him a lot in the Boba Fett TV show. Not the best TV show. He was great. Also, feel like definitely kind of misused or mishandled, slightly in the same with this sense. He is charged via a bounty to kidnap this kid with a high M count on this other planet, distant planet. So he goes there, and within 5 minutes, he has the kid in his hands. Obviously, it shows that this guy he's quick. He's not one to lull around or dull around, and we know this from Clone Wars. Hell, he fought against Jedi's, and he's won a lot of times. And he bombed the Jedi. If I'm not mistaken, was it the Jedi Temple he bombed? No, that was not him. That was the Senate building he bombed. If I'm not mistaken. In the Clone Wars TV show, I think like season two. But that was all him. So like we know he's brutal and he's hard and he's someone you don't want to mess with. But all we really see of Cad Bane is he kidnaps a kid and he drops him off to Doctor Card. So we really don't get to see much of Cad Bane. He does mention how he's good at what he does, so we do know that he's worked with the Empire prior to this new child being imprisoned. Kind of alluding to the fact that he may be the one who brought in the other two or three clones. I apologize, Jedi's. Another thing that I was kind of annoyed with is we do know via the books and comics and unfortunately the cut animated Boba Fett and Cad Bane fight. Young Boba was supposed to be under the wing of Cad Bane on the cut arc of the Clone War TV show, and Cad Bane and him has a falling out. Boba Fett and Cad Bane has a fight. Cad Bane is the reason why he has a dent in his helmet. Cad Bane dents Boba's helmet. Uh, I'm really wishing or hoping if they do the whole Boba Fett introduction or Boba Fett makes a return in the show in the last episode or two, that would bring Cad Bane back in because they have history and I would love to see an older, slightly more mature, maybe about a 20-year old Boba Fett at this point, maybe 15, 20 years old Boba Fett, with obviously Cad Bane. I would like to see them have a reunion. Obviously, this is not that show. Potentially the finale, but most definitely gonna be a different show if they wanted to do that. But Also they mentioned Scorch. I think that was the first time they mentioned him. Now I know he's listed in the credits as Scorch, the Clone Commander leader, but it was nice to hear him being actually name dropped. That was cool to see. No Bad Batch this whole episode, which was interesting. But towards the last portion of the episode, Hemlock gets a call from Clone X, that unknown clone trooper. We call him Clone X. I think that's who he's listed in the credits. The unknown tested clone. The guy who seems to be superior had that one-on-one fight with Crosshair a couple episodes back. So we get him. He said that they've basically gotten the information from the Transocean Sid from season one and two. Seems like they might have kidnapped or tortured or just forced her to give up the position or give up all knowledge she has of the Bad Batch. She references a pirate that they know of has been working with them. So we do know who that pirate is. We do know from the previous seasons who that pirate is. So that is interesting to see. I think that pirate, I think her name is Fee. So that basically leads us into episode 11, the point of no return. This is the boiling point of the season. I think every episode from here on out is going to be uh, emotional, highly dramatic, and highly intense, which I cannot wait for. But the Bad Batch, after their brief adventure with Asajj last week, Asajj basically tells them like, "Hey, if I was able to find you guys this quick in Pabu, it's time for you to leave." And they plan to leave Pabu after that warning. So they say their goodbyes, packing up the ship, the Marauder, and well, that unknown clone X. We show him quickly in the beginning of the episode stalk Fee. He stalks her, watches her get into the ship, and basically uses her. I guess he steals some resources from her, so he's able to identify where Pabu is at. So that is interesting as well. So now he knows where Pabu's at. He's able to send the coordinates to the planet, to the Empire, who then he immediately flies to and starts scouting and starts planting his move. We show the Clone X plant a couple of bombs on the Marauder, and we show the Bad Batches saying that, like I said earlier, they were saying their goodbyes. They were getting, goods and planning to leave. Omega and her friend, the mayor, I cannot remember his name, but the mayor and is saying the goodbyes, and Omega is giving her friend, the mayor's daughter, uh, the toy, that small little toy that Wrecker and her likes, the teddy bear, and also Tech's glasses. They're leaving them behind because something to remember them by. It was more or less a way to say, hey, all those important stuff that has been built up throughout the last couple of seasons are now off the ship. And guess what happens? The Marauder blows up. And who else is near the Marauder? Is Wrecker packing up the ship. So the moment the bomb goes off, Wrecker gets knocked out of the blast, and he's out of commission for the rest of the episode. The Marauder is destroyed. The Bad Batch's home, Omega's first real home, the ship is destroyed. That's where everything just takes to a 10 on this episode. So the Empire arrives to the planet Apabu and storms the island that they're on. A very dark and haunting scene happens. You see, led by Clone X and co-led by the Clone Commander Scorch. They basically go home to home, knocking people out, dragging people away, blowing up homes, blowing up anything, any ships or any boats that they could use to escape, and put the whole city on a lockdown. It's dark, it is very intense, and everybody is separated at this point. Crosshair and Omega are paired up, and Crosshair is protecting her. Hunter said, I'm going to sneak in and try finding a ship and using that ship for us to escape with. While Wrecker, like I said, he's out of commission, is at is basically just at a house, hoping he comes into some kind of consciousness within the next episode, so he can wreck some shit up. Because the way he went out, so I was really hoping to see some of him this episode, at least to have him make some kind of return towards the end of the episode. So seeing him out of commission all episode long was kind of sad, because he's always been the brutal, the brute, the warrior, the explosive experts, the big man that you want on your team. So having him out was kind of sad. Hunter steals a ship only for the person who was piloting the ship that he jumps into gets shot, because the Empire does not care about their people. And Clone X snipes the sniper, seeing that Rex was trying to take over the ship. The ship falls into the ocean. Now Hunter's out of the picture for the last half of this episode. Um, so now it's just Omega and Crosshair. Uh, and those are that's basically the bigger picture of this episode is Omega and Crosshair and their internal debate on how to escape this situation. Uh, Omega realizes that, or she believes the only way she can potentially save the people of Pabu is giving herself up. And she tells Crosshair, like, "Hey, I'll sneak on a tracker on my body, and I'll willingly be captured and go back to Tantus." That is the ultimate goal, and that is one thing she said. A line that I ultimately loved her saying is, "Focus on the bigger picture here. I'm only a small part of it." She understands. Well, she understands to a point that she's only a small picture to everything the Empire is trying to do. The bigger picture of the clones, the Bad Batch, is obviously Captain Rex's clone uprising that he's been building up to for the last season and a half, and also rescuing the brothers, rescuing all the clones on Tantris, and also destroying Tantris, destroying all the studies that Tantris has. And potentially, I guess, in Omega's eyes, it's rescuing all the clones, and obviously Nala say, but that is the bigger picture in her mind. She's one person, but giving them the location to Tantarus is a whole nother game, a whole nother situation. So she gives herself up and she tries to sneak that tracker on, and she tells Crosshair, like, hey, if they find my tracker, shoot a beat tracker onto the ship that I'm on. Unfortunately, when Omega gets captured and taken onto that ship with Clone X, and Crosshair tries to shoot that ship, he misses. He misses. And we're back to episode 1 again. Omega is on the ship on her way to Tantarus, and we really don't know what's going to happen after this. All the ships are destroyed on Planet Pabo. Their Marauder ship is destroyed. Wrecker is right now unconscious. Hunter is swimming back to the shore, and Crosshair is grieved, grieving. He's sickened. He missed their only chance to save Omega and potentially rescue the clones and Tantarus. And that's where the episode ends. We show Omega sitting there looking at Clone X as the ship departs back to Tantarus. It focuses on Omega as she takes a deep breath, a deep sigh, and we hear in the background an electronic powering up noise, which is odd because the ship's already in the atmosphere at this point. The ship's already taken off. Yet, why do we hear a powering up noise? Is Omega using the Force? Not sure. Definitely something to think about. Obviously, we know that she understands about meditation from Genji from season 2, the Wookiee Jedi. So it makes sense that she's just trying to be in peace, trying to calm her senses down, which also is how Jedi's activate their Force ability and focuses on what they're trying to achieve. So is she sending a signal to the Bad Batch? How or where or how is that going to be resolved? Very interested to see how episode 12 onwards is going to be. And my end thoughts of the last of these two episodes. Definitely, like I said, these are the perfect two episodes. Some of the best back to back drops and probably the best episodes of the season thus far. It's closing all of the last half of the season. We're done with all that. We're done with the trying to escape the empire. Just try to just lay low and just be themselves. No, that's done. Omega is gone again. Pabu, the last beacon sanctuary or relief, is gone. We only have one, like I said, the bigger picture. We only have one picture left. Tantress. Um, Crosshair's aim is shaky. We so that's still an issue, hence why he missed the shot. Dr. Cora is showing her humanity, which is answering questions from earlier seasons of like if she is a clone, why is she okay with this all happening? So we see a little bit more of what she's doing, which is interesting, and I loved the politics. I loved just the idea of that. Also, one thing to mention, it does seem like that not everybody knows what Hemlock is doing, which is interesting. So on Enchantress because it does seem like that even Tarkin doesn't know what's going on because he does inquire. There is a call, and he does inquire regarding what that whatever they're doing, the money they're spending, like something has to come out of it. But he was very vague on the way he spoke, making me think that he doesn't know what's going on, which is interesting because he's very much been positioned to be just as knowledgeable, if slightly not as knowledgeable, obviously, as Tarkin. So showing that as the Empire, so Emperor, so showing that the Emperor and Tarkin are not 100% aligned still. He's not revealing his full game plan. Only he's only revealing game plans to certain people or certain aspects of the head of the Empire. Smart from Palpatine, but it's interesting to see because we do know from like Rogue One that these commanders and that these high imperial officers, they have their egos and their pride, and they have also their politics that they don't like. That meshes. So I'm curious to see if that's going to come anywhere. If that was just the line drop just for the sake of it. So I'm very interested to see if there's going to be like a Tarkin, a Tarkin, and Hemlock situation that arises in the later half of the season. Also, who is Clone X? We do know he is leading the clones program that the Empire is doing, testing and re-engineering the clones for other projects. Obviously, uh, we seen him about 3 or 4 times now this season. Every time we've seen him, he's definitely proven to be someone to deal with or someone to be dealt with. He seems to have all the Bad Batch abilities. He's smart, cunning, skilled to armed combat. He looks to be an explosive expert. He's a shooter. And he seems to be a little bit technologically advanced. He was able to call his ship while he was a mile and a half away for the ship to arrive immediately in front of him. So I'm not sure if that was just like a Empire technology they have, or if that's just him being very, very smart, being able to program things. I'm not sure, but he seems to be a little combined of all the Bad Batch abilities. So makes you wonder. And the one ability he really didn't showcase, like I said, the technology aspect is in the beginning of the episode. He uses one of those keys in order to call the Empire via hologram tech. Usually, Tech was able to do that a little more seamless from my recollection. Though he just had no Echo abilities, so Echo has a little gadget on his arm. We really haven't seen much Echo this season, unfortunately, but we do know that's not him. We do know that's Clone X is not Echo, but who is Clone X? We don't know. Is that Tech? Is Tech still alive? Is that Commander Cody? Commander Cody went AWOL in season 2. We have not heard or seen of him since. Who is Clone X? Uh, some of the burning questions I have right now is: will any of the Batchers live? Like the remaining Bad Batch members, will they live to see the season end? Will we see more of Cad Bane and Asajj Ventress, both characters who I want to see more of? And where the hell is Rex and his company? Rex has mentioned multiple times that he's starting this clone revolution. We see him briefly a couple episodes ago, where a lot of the clones that he's working with unfortunately dies, and he makes an escape. He mentions Wolf. He mentions Gregor. Uh, Obviously, Cody, like I mentioned earlier, is still AWOL or out of we don't know where he's at. Is the clone rebellion going to come across in the last couple episodes? Are they all going to work together to storm Tantris, or is it something they're building up for a future Rex related animated project? Because we do know Rex has to eventually team up with Gregor and Wolf and go into exile, isolate themselves from everyone in that planet via the Rebels TV show. We see that all take place. So there's a lot of pieces and questions, and still I have or I want to be answered. Also, is Omega a force sensitive or force wielding individual? And if so, is the season going to end with her and Asajj Ventress partnering up as she basically adopts her? I do, or I can see that playing out. And if that does play out, that would be very freaking sad because if she leaves the Bad Batch, she'll only leave them for one reason: their deaths. Um, Well, that's all I have to say. There's a lot to look forward to for the last like 4 episodes. I think we have 4 episodes left of the season. These double drops, keep them coming, Disney. I love these double drops. But I don't think we get another double drop for the remainder of the season. Unfortunately, I am hoping for an extended episode or 16, the final episode. I do hope it's a longer episode, but we'll see. These 22-minute episodes. I'm just getting excited and then it ends, and I'm like, damn it, I had to wait a whole week. So I'll catch up with you guys next week. Please like, subscribe, a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts. Let me know what your theories are, and if you had any questions or concerns, post them down below. Thank you guys. Peace.